The Porsche Cayenne's engine purrs to a stop on the pristine Connecticut estate lawn. 200 pairs of eyes track it as the valet door opens and out steps Verity Hayes. She's stunning in an understated way. Light brown hair in a messy high bun, green eyes scanning with automatic threat assessment. Her fitted gray t-shirt, military-style pants, and worn combat boots scream she didn't get the dress code memo. Careful with that clutch, Verity. Mason Reeves' voice carries like artillery fire. That Porsche costs more than you'll make in 5 years parking them. The laughter has the quality of people who've never heard incoming fire. Still rocking that same hairstyle from high school, Brad Coleman stage whispers. Some people never evolve. She's literally parking our cars at our 10-year reunion. Verity's fingers find the challenge coin in her jacket pocket. 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out. The breathing pattern that kept her steady through 3 tours in Afghanistan. Mason tosses his keys high. I'll throw in an extra 20 if you're careful with her. At least someone learned their place. Mason, Colonel Harper Blackwood's voice cuts like a blade. Stop harassing my staff. Your staff? I thought she was with the valet company. Ms. Hayes is helping with a special presentation tonight. A presentation? What could she possibly? That's need to know, and you don't. Brad breaks the tension. Come on, Colonel. This is Verity Hayes. Girl couldn't even afford prom dress. Now she's doing presentations? What's next? She's secretly some war hero. Verity finally speaks. The cars will be safe, Mr. Reeves. I've handled more expensive equipment. At the valet station, a server brings a sealed envelope marked 2,100 hours. Mrs. Chun, their old calculus teacher, approaches. I was hoping you'd be here. Verity helps her to a bench. Mrs. Chun studies her. I heard you served. Yes, ma'am. And now you're parking cars. It's honest work. You always were too careful with the truth. Mason's voice carries. We all knew who'd make it and who wouldn't. Some people are just born to be followers. Remember when she applied to West Point? Brad adds, like they'd ever take someone like her. The truth, buried under classification stamps, is that Verity was accepted to West Point. She turned it down for direct enlistment with the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers. Inside Harper's study, Major Torres from JAG sits waiting. Chief Hayes, I've reviewed your file. 3 Bronze Stars, Air Medal with V device, Purple Heart. Not bad for someone these people think is a failure. Harper leans forward. For 18 months, we've been investigating defense contractors selling intelligence to the highest bidder. The kind that got Captain Jordan Hayes and 3 others killed in Helmand Province 5 years ago. You knew, Verity says. We suspected. We needed someone inside who appeared to be no threat. Someone they'd already dismissed. Torres pulls out a USB drive. This contains the cockpit voice recording from Captain Hayes's last mission. The Taliban knew exactly when and where the patrol would be. Mason Reeves's company brokered the deal, Harper says. Brad Coleman's firm provided the communication network. James Harrison's lobbying firm kept Congress quiet. What do you need from me? We need them to admit it. On recording, in front of witnesses. They'll brag. Verity says with certainty. At 2,100 hours, we're playing the real recording of Jordan's last mission. The one where he reported civilians and was ordered to engage anyway. Torres adds, there's a helicopter arriving, an Apache from Fort Drum. The timing is coincidental, of course. Jordan Hayes saved your life in Kandahar. Harper says quietly. Tonight, we make sure everyone knows who's responsible for his death. With your permission. Permission granted, sir. Back at the party, Brad Coleman appears with a manila folder. Look what I found. Your whole military record. Want to tell everyone why someone with such an impressive record is parking cars. He opens it theatrically, then freezes. This is almost all redacted. Operational security, Verity says. Some records aren't meant for civilians. You're lying. Brad's face flushes. This is fake. Mason laughs. This is pathetic. Making up some secret soldier story because you can't handle being a nobody who washed out. You know what's really sad? Verity's voice cuts through. Thinking that money makes you matter. That your defense contracts mean anything to the 19-year-olds bleeding out in Helmand. because someone sold their patrol routes for profit. What are you implying? I'm not implying. I'm stating a fact. Soldiers die when contractors prioritize profit. Your company made $3 million selling consulting services to firms with connections in Pakistan. Curious how insurgent ambushes increased 300%. Every screen in sight displays the seal of the Army Criminal Investigation Command. Then text. This event is being monitored for ongoing criminal investigation. All statements are being recorded. This is intimidation. Mason stammers. Harper's voice booms over speakers. This is my property. Every conversation tonight has been recorded. Major Torres emerges in full uniform with 2 MPs. Gentlemen, you're not under arrest yet, but I strongly suggest you remain for the presentation. The distinctive thump of rotor blades approaches. The Apache gunship comes in low, rotor wash sending everything flying, except Verity's perfect bun. A figure fast ropes down, Chief Warrant Officer Mitchell. He walks straight to Verity and salutes. Chief Hayes, 5 years ago in Kandahar, you held overwatch for 17 hours to cover my crew's extraction. 2 of my men are alive because you refused to leave. Verity returns the salute. Just doing my job, sir. Let me tell you what war really is. Mitchell addresses the crowd. It's 19-year-olds trusting that intelligence is accurate. It's Captain Jordan Hayes calling off a strike because he saw civilians, only to be overruled. The estate screens come alive with grainy military footage. Audio crackles. Jordan's voice, younger but unmistakable. Thunderbase, this is Havoc 2-1. Request confirmation on Intel package. Intel confirmed. Minimal civilian presence. Then Verity's voice. Thunderbase, dust off 7. I have eyes on compound. Significant civilian presence. Count at least 15 women and children. Recommend abort. Negative, dust off 7. Intel paid for says minimal civilians. Havoc 2-1, you are clear hot. Thunderbase, I have visual confirmation of civilians. Captain Hayes, that intel cost us $3 million. Execute the mission. That's a direct order. Jordan's voice quiet. I know. Then louder. Thunderbase, Havoc 2-1. Engaging target time now. Explosions. Screaming. Then Jordan, broken. We have significant civilian casualties. Women and children everywhere. Verity, urgent. Havoc 2-1 taking fire. They were waiting. The intel was wrong. More explosions. Thunderbase, dust off 7. Havoc 2-1 is down. I say again, Havoc 2-1 is down. Text appears. Captain Jordan Hayes, Kia. 3 additional U.S. soldiers, Kia. 23 civilian casualties. Intelligence deliberately falsified for profit. Someone is crying. Mason collapses into a chair. Brad backs away slowly. Torres reads from her tablet. In emails obtained through warrant, Mr. Reeves wrote, "Who cares if the intel is good? We get paid either way." Mr. Coleman, "These contracts are printing money. What are they going to do? Fact check." And Mr. Harrison assured them, "I've got enough people in pocket to make sure no one looks too closely." "You can't prove any of this," Mason says desperately. "We have testimony from the Pakistani intelligence officer who sold you the information. He says you specifically asked for intelligence that would guarantee military action regardless of accuracy." Verity's quiet voice carries. Jordan Hayes was 28. He had a wife and a 2-year-old daughter. The last thing he said over the radio was, "Tell them I try to do the right thing. For 5 years, I've kept silent. But you 3 got rich off the systems that failed them. You show up here laughing, never knowing you're standing next to someone who held Jordan's hand while he died." Harper announces, "Chief Hayes volunteered for this. When we approached her about investigating these men, she agreed to let herself be humiliated, mocked, dismissed, all to gather evidence. Every insult tonight is recorded." Torres hands Mason an envelope. "You're being formally notified of federal investigation for fraud, conspiracy, and violation of the Arms Export Control Act. This is entrapment," Brad protests. "No, entrapment would be if we induced you to commit crimes. We gave you opportunity to confess to crimes already committed." "I want a deal," Mason says. I have information about others. Pentagon, Congress. That's a conversation for your lawyer and the federal prosecutor. Mitchell pulls out a wooden box containing a silver star. For your actions in Kandahar, maintaining Overwatch under heavy fire. It should have been awarded 5 years ago, but the mission was classified. He pins it to her gray t-shirt. Veterans salute. The 160th is reactivating your commission if you want it, Harper adds. With respect, sir, I'm done with orders that get good people killed. If the 160th needs me, I'll consult, train crews, but I won't go back to being a cog in a machine that allows parasites like them. I understand, Chief. The offer stands. As the party ends and the men are escorted away, Stephanie Morrison approaches, mascara running. Verity God, I'm so sorry. You were exactly who you've always been. The only difference is now you know who I've always been, too. Rivera, Jordan's former section chief, approaches with a worn photo, Jordan and Verity beside a Blackhawk. He wanted you to have this. Told me to tell you, the best soldiers aren't the ones who follow orders blindly. They're the ones who remember why we fight. To protect people who can't protect themselves, to stand up to bullies, whether they're carrying AKs or briefcases. He said you were the best soldier he ever served with. He hands her Jordan's challenge coin from the 160th. He wanted you to have it. Tommy asks, what happens now? Now Mason and his friends face charges. Families get answers. And then I call Jordan's widow and tell her everyone knows her husband died a hero. I make sure his daughter knows her father was a good man, failed by bad people. Torres arrives with final instructions for tomorrow's federal testimony. Later, Verity's phone buzzes with a message from an unknown number. Chief Hayes, I'm Sarah. I'm Jordan's daughter. I'm 7 now. Mom showed me the video. I don't understand all of it, but I understand you were Dad's friend and you made sure everyone knows he was good. Thank you. Mom says if you ever want to visit, you're always welcome. Verity sits on the valet steps and cries. Really cries, releasing 5 years of burden. She leaves Jordan's coin on Mason's windshield. Let him remember his wealth was built on better men's bones. Driving her 15-year-old Honda Civic past Fordrum, her phone lights up with viral headlines. She ignores them, turning up Led Zeppelin. Tomorrow brings testimony, legal proceedings, congressional hearings. Tonight she has what she's denied for 5 years. Peace. Not happiness. Maybe never, but peace knowing Jordan's killers face justice. At her apartment, she sets the silver star beside 2 challenge coins. Harper calls about the 4-drum position, creating integrity training about compromised intelligence. On one condition, Jordan's widow and the families tell their stories too. Done. Report Monday, 0700. In darkness, helicopters pass overhead. She thinks of Jordan's last transmission. Tell them I tried to do the right thing. I told them, she whispers. I told everyone. In the darkness, she swears she hears. Roger that, Chief. Roger that.